And that is something that is I do find pretty damn funny to think about, but at the same time I could see him kind of helping them prepare for, well, actual war, or helping them prepare for an actual attack that they're going to have to do to eliminate these other superheroes that are really taking over. And we talked about Huey initially, about Huey basically being a kind of son-like type of figure for Kratos, but we do literally have Ryan. And Kratos would have a special place in his heart if he ever runs into Ryan and Homelander, because he knows what this is like. He knows what it's like to have a son, but also be extremely powerful, dealing with the issues that he had with Atreus, and dealing with kind of the idea of Atreus learning of their godhood, that they can do whatever they want because they're gods, and he would never and would definitely not want Ryan to follow in the footsteps of his actual father in terms of Homelander. He would not want Ryan to follow in those kind of ideas that, hey, like, I can do whatever I want because I'm strong and powerful. So maybe Kratos would be able to actually help with that, and maybe be able to kind of guide him in that right direction. And in terms of Ryan, flipping out on Kratos and killing him, that's not going to happen. So Kratos would definitely be able to get his point across, and, well, he would definitely be able to be a pseudo bodyguard in helping the boys, but also helping massively in changing the minds in some of the people who are still susceptible to actually flipping sides. And that's a big thing, especially with Ryan and dealing with some of these other people. But of course, if Kratos did travel to the boys' universe, there would be no issues, because, well, every superhero that needed to die or be gone forever, Kratos could handle him or handle them very, very easily. Like, we're talking easily. Him versus Homelander, which Homelander is like the strongest being there, isn't even close. Like, it's not even close. I did contemplate doing a video on why Kratos versus Homelander isn't even close, but I felt like it was so lopsided that there wasn't going to be much for me to talk about. So I just decided to talk about what would have happened if he actually entered the boys' universe, maybe traveling or some sort, which I think would allow him to learn a new kind of idea and a new thing involving this idea of warfare. Because, believe it or not, this superhero versus the boys is warfare. It is a type of warfare, and they use media quite a bit to really take a tactical advantage. And, well, this will be able to kind of connect with Kratos in terms of the masses, understanding the masses, delivering to what the masses want, but also delivering to the masses what they need. Something that, with the power backing of the Norse mythology, is going to need. So he's going to be able to learn quite a bit of things here in the world of the boys, but also he'll be able to shut down whatever hero corruption that is happening in this boys' universe with relative ease because of the strength he has. Even if when he travels to that world, everything he has in terms of strength resets. I genuinely believe that even a weaker version of Kratos like that still would be able to easily defeat the mass majority of suits and the mass majority of kind of just people in the boys' universe in general. And beginning of the game or reset Kratos is literally the weakest version of Kratos we could be talking about, and he'd still be able to easily defeat them all. But I would love to hear what kind of interactions you think Kratos would have if he traveled to the boys' universe. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this idea. And also would love to hear suggestions on what you would like to see in the future for future videos. It does help me because I always be running out of ideas. So if you want to see something specific, please let me know. If you want to see a specific comic for me to read and review and or kind of make my own little video on it, then let me know as well. But with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment down below, all that good stuff. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you enjoyed this video, YouTube believes you'll enjoy this one, so might as well go check it out.
The year was 2020. 4 years have passed since Doom crawled its way back out of hell and into the sticky trousers of gamers worldwide. And since then, id Software spent those 4 years trying to answer questions. Questions like, how do you follow up a masterpiece? How do you improve perfection? How do you do even harder than Doom 2016? These are questions that many thought there weren't answers to. I mean, how can you possibly make a masterpiece better? Hold on a second. You guys smell that?
Holy fuck, sports fans. I didn't think this shit could get any better. Is that a fucking flamethrower? Holy fuck, this boss fight's insane. Is that a goddamn meat hook? Jesus Christ, hell better get ready to gargle my fucking nutsack, cause Doomslayer is so fucking back.
Doom Eternal is a successor, a standout, and an evolution of the masterpiece that came before it. It's no secret that Doom 2016 is a perfect, demon-slaying rush of fluid, adrenaline-fueled violence. And when faced with a sequel to something so fundamentally perfect, you might be wondering, what did they do?
Well, what the fuck do you think? What is this fucking Ubisoft? This is id fucking Software we're talking about. They're not gonna follow up their success with some half-baked rendition of the same game. That shit is for pussies. They fucking innovate. Lightning doesn't strike twice, but I do. So you better take that formulaic bullshit and shove it straight up your ass, because Doom Eternal is bigger and bolder in every fucking way.
Doom 2016 never gave a fuck, so why should Eternal? id Software took 2016's formula, spanked it on the ass, and evolved it into something new and different that still remains true to Doom's core design philosophy. A longer campaign, twice the enemy types, a fuckload of new mechanics, and 3 times the testosterone makes Doom Eternal truly live up to what a sequel should be. It takes 2016's foundation and evolves every aspect of it. It's bigger, longer, faster, deeper, and more violent, just like your ex-wife's new boyfriend. And whether it's better is entirely up to you, because it's just as fucking awesome. Whether you prefer the simple, focused experience of 2016, or the complex, fast and difficult gauntlet that is Doom Eternal, one thing can be said for sure. Doom Eternal knows how to fuck shit up. Hi everyone, I'm Jay, and today I'm going to talk about how fucking awesome Doom Eternal is. If you haven't watched my video on Doom 2016, go check it out before this one. And as for the rest of you, let's take another page out of Doomslayer's book and rip and tear our way through this game with 0 fucks given. So buckle up kids, cause Doom Eternal fucking rules, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Or again, Virus is still the strongest. So many people refuse to accept the blatant pretext given to us throughout the continuity of the Dragon Ball Super manga. It is mind-boggling. Lots of complaints about this, of course, about Virus being stronger than Black Frieza, who we know just destroyed Goku at his very strongest so far in the entire continuity with TUI, True Ultra Instinct, but not just Goku. Vegeta in a 2-on-1 with his new transformation Ultra Ego. So guys, obviously since the end of the Granola arc, it's been what, 14, 15 months now, possibly longer. We got the end of the Granola arc where Black Frieza shows up at the end of the arc. He's been training for 10 years in a hyperbolic time chamber, and essentially he is far stronger than Goku and Vegeta. He's able to basically bother them both in one blow at the same time. The disparity in his raw power reserves and their raw power reserves therefore must be relatively large, some of the largest we may have seen in this series. This one's V-Jump magazine, however, confirms, and I've gone through various translators, well-known, respected translators, and they have all come to the same conclusion. Forget your apps, guys. They are not particularly great for adding context, and I'll go over that in just a moment. I'll also go in the pretext and subtext of this entire story and why it's been there all along. This is what the V-Jump magazine states. He easily KO'd Goku and Vegeta, TUI Goku and UE Vegeta, who had reached the realm of the gods. I'm going to go into the realm of the gods. We've gone into this on this channel before. You can't even begin to measure the extent of his power. Side blurb. Now, looking at the image, the actual article itself, you'll be able to see that on the right hand blurb, this is what it states in reference to Black Frieza. There is no denying that it is in reference to anybody else. It is referring to Black Frieza. Close to even a god of destruction. Close to even a god of destruction. Now, we'll go over the context of why that means Beerus in just a moment. Now, first off, just to start off, it is the V-Jump magazine. They often make hype statements like this, but they are a part of the wider franchise. They are a serious part of the wider franchise as well, but it clearly states that Black Frieza is close to a god of destruction. Now, close to a god of destruction, we've actually heard that before. We heard it about Goku during the Broly movie arc from very similar sources. However, it is contextual, okay? So, we'll just go through why this is all contextual in terms of the god of destruction, why it means Beerus. When Goku entered the Tournament of Power, he went up against somebody that was stronger, at least in terms of battle skills and likely raw power reserves, than a god of destruction. So that character, who we know is Jiren, is also in the realm of the gods. However, the realm of the gods is not a signpost level. There is higher tier gods destruction levels, and there are mid tiers and there are lower tiers. I've often referred to it as the god of destruction league table. Jiren is stronger than Belmod, who is likely, and a lot of people don't like to hear this, one of the weaker gods destructions. The reason people don't like to hear this is because the anime hype. We're talking about the manga here. I believe they'll do the same in the anime if it ever continues and take the story from there. Regardless, in the manga, he is one of the weaker gods and destructions. If you didn't get that from his showing in the Zen Exhibition match, Jesus Christ. So Goku was only able to match Jiren in the Tournament of Power with Ultra Instinct. We know that Jiren, mid-battle, was, through sheer determination, actually getting stronger and faster whilst fighting Goku to be able to counter Goku's Ultra Instinct and mastery of self-movement. Now, if you wanted to argue that Jiren might have had to been slightly stronger than Goku to do that, I actually don't have that many complaints about that argument. But it wasn't by much, as we learn later in the superhero movie. But Jiren, at that point, was his absolute max power. He was even going beyond it. But he's one of the lower tier gods of destructions in the god of destruction tier realm. So when Goku first attained Ultra Instinct, he was also in the realm of the gods of destructions. However, Goku, up until the end of the Moro arc, could not access Ultra Instinct at will, so he was unable to retain that power. So he would have fell out of the god of destruction realm of power. In between the Tournaments of Power and the time he actually re-accessed, you could even argue Ultra Instinct Sign may have got him into that level. In the Broly movie, he wasn't able to access Ultra Instinct, so he wasn't able to get back to that Jiren level of power with Super Saiyan Blue and its extension forms alone. We find that out at the beginning of the Moro arc when he says he's still not as strong as Jiren with Super Saiyan Blue, and we also know he's capable of Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken in the manga, as well as Vegeta is capable of using Super Saiyan Blue Evolution in the manga. Prior to them meeting Moro, they are not as strong as Jiren. So it's highly unlikely they're as strong as Belmod, hence the statement in the Broly movie that says Goku is close to a god of destruction. The context is just that god of destruction realm of power. However, the context changes when we get to later arcs. After re-attaining Ultra Instinct against Moro, Goku is stronger here than he is in the Tournament of Power. He can retain the form longer, he is stronger, he is adapting during battle, everything about it is stronger. The Toei website tells us it's stronger, Toei Taro tells us it's stronger, there's plenty of sources for it. Then we get even more statements later on, talking about how he's even stronger at the beginning of the Granola Saga than he was in the Moro arc. Both Goku and Vegeta are stronger than the Tournament of Power Ultra Instinct that was able to contend with Jiren. Therefore, they are both in the God of Destruction realm of power. In that God of Destruction league table, they're just not at the top of it yet. So now that Black Frieza's close to a God of Destruction, what's the context there? Well, we know that Goku and Vegeta have gotten a lot stronger. They are in the realm of God's Destructions. Even the Jump magazine states that. It firmly puts them in that position. So if Frieza isn't as strong as a God of Destruction, and he's likely close based on that statement, so potentially even relative, or we know just slightly weaker, he is going to be weaker than one of the stronger, higher tier Gods of Destructions. he's going to be higher up that league table than Goku and Vegeta, close to the top. That god of destruction is likely Beerus. We know this is where the narrative is heading, with a showdown between Frieza and Beerus, hopefully the next arc, because I'm sick and tired of this story, to be honest, but that seems to be where it's heading. The context here is Beerus, and there's plenty of pretext, subtext, context, and evidence for it. Now, first of all, to address the trap everybody falls into every arc, and I've even been guilty of this in the past myself. Stop falling for the hype of every arc. If they are not directly compared to Beerus himself, they likely aren't at his level. Now, people don't like to accept that, but the pretext is there. First off, you need to accept that the narrative arc of this entire story is that Beerus will eventually be rivaled by Goku and Vegeta. So they are not just going to skip over that story when it happens. When they are rivals to Beerus, they're not just going to ignore it and happen like it never existed. There will be some sort of incident that reflects that they now rival Beerus. We have not had it yet. Beerus' response to Black Frieza, for instance, was to sleep for 4 months. Does that even remotely indicate that he is afraid of the threat of Frieza? We know that Beerus wants a rival to begin with. We know that he is looking for somebody to compete with. Well, Frieza's right there. Why is he not training for it? Why is he not going to fight Frieza straight away? This prophecy has been stated by the Oracle Fish that Beerus will be rivaled by Goku and Vegeta. It doesn't state Frieza will be rivaled by the two Saiyans. The Oracle Fish has not been shown to be wrong yet. And for people that don't seem to accept that the pretext is there, it is. It is in chapter 27. Beerus tells Vegeta he's a million years away in training to be reaching his level. Now we know that the Ultra forms are not those massive multiplier amps people assumed they was based on the hype of the anime. He shouldn't really be in that much doubt anymore. Now Beerus isn't just some random character making that comment. He's seen their growth from Battle of Gods up until the end of the Future Trunks arc, where they've made monumental increases in power. He knows what they're capable of in terms of increases in power, yet he still makes that statement. He even states Vegeta could be a God of Destruction candidate for another universe based on his power level. Therefore, he is telling you that all Gods of Destructions are not equal. There are plenty of other statements about Beerus' power, but that there should really be enough. And then if the text of it isn't enough, from the pen of Toyotaro, who obviously works very closely with Toriyama, we even get the Zen Exhibition match where Beerus is literally set upon by all 11 Gods of Destructions. Doesn't only come out of it, is still one of the 2 remaining Gods of Destructions at the end. For all we know, the only real rival he has is Kitella. Goku has seen his full power at that point, so when he makes references to Beerus' power later on in the series, in different arcs, you know what I mean, then why should he not be taken seriously? They are telling their audience a very simple story here. People just don't like to admit it because they want to protect their favourite characters. Regardless, the pretext is there. If you accept that pretext, you'll understand the subtext of new material that comes out, and once evaluating it, even in one of the most recent arcs that feature Goku and Vegeta heavily, Beerus demonstrates his power against Vegeta. Even though it's Super Saiyan Blue Evolution at the time, he uses a small part of his power. He literally states this. This is what leads Vegeta to go on to try and achieve Ultra Ego so he can surpass Goku's Ultra Instinct. The character arcs are all there. It was a small part of
soon to follow. Your kind know nothing but hunger, purged all life on the upper layers, and yet they remain unsatiated. As to you, you've taken everything from the machine.